Hey everyone, just waiting for others to join the call. So this will be awkward for a little while. Hmm. Hello,
Hi.
Ashley. Hi.
Hi.
I can't
For
see
some reason,
you.
my camera,
Oh, okay.
I know, it's like not here. Try adding me again.
To the call? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, not really sure what to do here. I'm trying to add you guys, or like invite you, actually. I guess that's the difference between participating and watching. Ashley's back.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, my computer like completely freaked out on me.
Oh, no, that's okay. Mine does that all the time. We have other people who are viewing, but I'm trying to, I like invited everybody.
Yeah, I got on and I was like, what the heck? I don't want to
No,
watch this. I want to be in
I really thought this was going to work out so much better. And then it's like I've sat here for 6 minutes and it's going to be like recorded on YouTube.
it.
So awkward for people to watch later. Hmm.
That's funny.
So yeah, I'm trying to add, I don't understand why I can't like invite them.
The email that you just sent worked for me.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm trying to do that, but it's like, I think because you're in my circle and these
Oh,
two I'm just trying to add. So for those who are just watching, could you please, because it looks like there's two viewers, and I don't know if that's like you and myself, but it sounds like Jake Liddycoat should be here. And I know Yesenia Taylor and Rosa were planning to be here.
okay.
So we're working on them.
And like, if we were to be able to make all of the meetings, did you want us to, or just make
I
one
mean,
of them?
it's really up to you. I think they're most helpful when you have a lot more people interacting.
Exactly.
Um, hopefully, we'll get a couple more on this one. Other,
Exactly.
yeah, otherwise you and I can just, talk about West Quad, or I mean, talk about everything else anyway, but it can kind of turn
Yeah.
into a West Quad conference thing as well if you wanted it to.
Okay. Yeah. Because
But,
I know that I'm sure a lot of people have questions about it and stuff, so.
yeah, this one will really have to be generally more about West Quad Week, just because with me
Mhm.
being gone for the last like week and a half, I really couldn't focus on that.
Exactly.
So, how do I invite you? Ooh. Okay, Jake is here, but are you here?
Mhm.
Diane is here. Oh, this is just kind of a disaster. I feel like I'm never gonna get it. Okay. Hmm. Now I just posted something to like the page for this, but oh no. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, if you want to start talking, we can at least like benefit from that, or I could,
Okay.
I guess, start talking. I don't know how to handle this. Yeah, let's hear about your chapter and what you have going on. Um,
Okay.
so this isn't.
Today we had our first meeting, which was really awesome. We had a really good turnout. We maybe had like 35, 40 people attend. So
Nice.
that was really great. Um, we had a like all school barbecue because we're under the School of Design and Construction. So it was a whole bunch of clubs and we all pitched in to do this huge barbecue, and I think over 200 people attended, and so we got a lot of like signups and stuff for that. And so we got signups for that, and then signups for the first meeting. And so we're going to send out a mass email tomorrow, kind of like touching base about things that we touched up on, basically stating like what we want to do this year, obviously the West Quad Conference, and like how we're going to handle that. And like obviously involvement is more important than ever right now. And being involved, there's not something that you can't do. Like we really need
Wow.
all hands on, and we have a place for everyone. Like it's not going to be a just kind of sitting around sort of year. Um, so that was really great, and the first meeting went really, really well. And we got involvement not only for AIS, but also a lot of signups for Freedom by Design, which was really awesome. And then we had an officer meeting on Sunday, which was really good. It was like a 2-hour meeting basically about how we're going to go about planning. We started using Asana, and we've been using that a lot. It's worked really, really well.
Nice.
Um, yeah, which is really nice. So we really like it, and I'm really glad that it was like brought up for a platform for planning. So that's helped a lot. We've been using it a lot, and so that's been working. And just as far as like West Quad goes, it's been going pretty well. We hit a bump in the road, obviously, like you know.
Hmm.
So we've kind of gotten that sort of figured out. We will have to change the date, unfortunately, but I think we know exactly what the date's going to be, and we're going to be signing the contract for our venue and hotel here within the next week. So,
Awesome.
yeah, so that'll be nice. And yeah, as far as our chapter goes, we have a new advisor this year. His name is Greg Kessler.
Hmm.
Um, he actually started the AIA Pacific Northwest or Pacific Region and Northwest AIA, so he has a lot of really great connection. He's really on board for AIS and is a really big supporter. And we already have people that are interested for sponsorships and things of that sort. So that's really great. So he's been really involved. We were a little worried there for a second, but he's been more than awesome. So the transition went really, really smoothly. Um, we didn't even pick him. He was just kind of like handed the position and really wanted to do it. And so, I mean, I wouldn't have picked anybody else for it, since he used to be the director of our school. So, and then he just came back as a professor. So that's been really good. As far as like, we don't really have any like issues right now or complaints. The only thing was that we had that small bump in the road about planning and stuff. We didn't really plan as far in advance as we should have. Um, we should have solidified the venue and the hotel before we announced the date, obviously, and we didn't know that Comic-Con was that weekend until we started doing our research
Well,
and
you were
calling
also
it.
trying to offer options to people. So,
Mhm.
yay, we
Yeah,
got another
true.
person. Jake,
Yay.
your microphone is off, by the way, and your video, but that's okay. Ashley, you can keep going, and then I'll wait until his stuff works.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, everything's going well. We would definitely like to hear more about Membership Week. I've been seeing a lot of that on Facebook, and so kind of like get a few ideas of how to go about that, how to start planning it, and hopefully getting, yay, it's
Sorry,
working.
I know.
That's awesome. And hopefully get some involvement for that and, increase involvement for that. Not that we don't have interest, obviously, but, show people that they're important and that they're valued no matter what. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's been
Are
going.
you planning on doing West Quad Week events this week or another week? Or like this coming week?
Probably not this coming
Okay.
week because we have a really big schedule. We actually our school just got renamed, so it's
Oh,
this like huge hoopla, and so it's now the Voiland School of Engineering and Architecture,
okay.
and so we're having this huge renaming event with all the engineering, and we are having like our like table out for events, and we like essentially it's like a competition, and whoever has like the nicest table gets money for it, which is really nice, and we get money just for participating. So that's kind of like something that's really like filling our week this week because it's on next Friday. So, and then I leave for Chicago for a study tour that Sunday. So I don't know exactly like when we're going to be able to do it because then all of the fourth years are going to be gone, and then the week after that, all the third years are gone for San Francisco. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen.
Well, I'm glad you guys are still working on getting stuff together anyway. So, did you saw the video that Charlie and Obi posted to Facebook?
Yeah, the competition about
Mm-hmm.
Instagram and something else. Wasn't there another one?
Pretty much like Twitter, pretty much any
Oh,
social thing.
okay. Yeah, so I saw that we created the W2AIS account, so for Instagram.
Very cool. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out if I should invite them again, kind of like how like it worked the second time you added it.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I am listening. Why does this just never ever work? What am I doing wrong? Fuck you.
Thank you. And Charlie also should be here tomorrow evening. So,
Oh, awesome.
yeah, that'll be
I
good.
didn't know he was going to see you guys.
He's going to U of I and
I knew he was doing U of I, yeah. Which would be why Jake is trying to be on this call.
yeah, we're like 10 minutes away from each other, so.
Really? Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, it's really close.
Let's see. You guys were thinking about doing the Black Spectacles workshop?
We were thinking about it. We would like to. We just don't know like when exactly. And I've put like a lot of my time and energy in West Quad lately just because I want to like finalize like once the hotel and venue are like solidified, it's like okay, at least we have a place to stay. Like so lately that's where all my energy has been going. But I told our VP about it, and he's like, yeah, we should definitely do something like that. And I told him about membership week, and so he knows, and we'd like to do something like that. Like, that'd be great.
Mhm. Okay, I just saw the chat on the side. So this helps. Did you see that, Ashley? The group chat.
Yeah. Okay, sweet.
Okay, this helps. All right. So Charlie just came to San Diego last week. You've doubled your interest in your chapter. That's awesome.
That's really cool.
That's so exciting. Do you think it's primarily because he came and that really helped, just having this national presence there? And obviously Charlie's very engaging and everything. I'm going to figure this out one day. Probably
okay.
not until like March, but hopefully I'll get to see everyone at Forum.
I think we advertise better.
That's awesome. Do you have, well, I guess you can just kind of keep typing there and your experiences, and you can tell us more about, not that I want to make you type just a whole bunch, but obviously that's going to be the easiest way to communicate. But one of the great things about these calls is being able to share with other chapters. So it's definitely nice to see like how you think you might have advertised better. But I can't believe doubled. That's just awesome. Great job.
I don't remember. Our interest last year, I think, was about the same as it was this year. But then obviously interest kind of like funnels down into like a smaller group, like always.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people are always steered away towards interest when they like know that it like costs like $47.
Do you guys have chapters?
Which is unfortunate.
Local dues too?
What?
Do you have local dues too?
We don't have local dues. And so which kind of is unfortunate because that money's like going towards something. Like obviously like they're going to be getting a good use out of their money, especially if they want to be in a leadership role and want to go to forum. Like obviously those things like cost less if you remember. And obviously you're going to get your money's worth this year since we're planning West Quad, so they're going to get involvement and get something to put on their resume instead of just being a member of AAS. They'll get to, do this and that.
Yeah, even showing conference attendance is cool on a resume. Or like a portfolio website. I'm in a portfolio design class now, so that's something we talk about. Just really, how involved are you? How can you actually demonstrate that aside from just writing on your resume like, I was a member?
Yeah. A 100 people or less? Oh my gosh.
Wow. That's really cool.
That's so awesome.
How did you enjoy your time with Charlie? What did you guys, and you got together with other schools in the area too, right? Like New School. Oh, good. You met Harp. Was University of San Diego there? I wonder if the group chat will be on the side here for people who want to broadcast this later.
I hope so. We'll look like we're just having this really weird conversation.
I know. I like it. Okay. Well, I was hoping the president of U of San Diego would be there because I still don't have their contact information, but that's good to know.
Right. Is there a way that we can see like who's a member and who's not a member when we log into the AIS.org? Like
so I just emailed Rebecca about getting you guys your chapter rosters because no one's actually told me where to get them yet. So I'll have that soon because obviously you guys are starting to get members now and you need it. Um,
And does that just automatically update?
yes. Yeah, so what
Okay.
happens, I believe, is that actually Rebecca or Jessica go into the website and update it every single day. But I think they do it multiple times a day because they want to make sure it's just as accurate as possible for you guys. But I know they're also
Wow, that's
working to streamline it, so I think they're going to turn the form into a Google Doc so that it comes out like automatically on a Google spreadsheet.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember I have ASUs from last year, but I don't even know how we got it. So
Yeah, because I know a lot of the like presidents and VPs always had a list, and I was like, how do you guys have this list? Like, I am not finding this anywhere because I was like kind of looking for it.
mm,
Because a lot of people are like, I think I'm still a member. Like, I don't really know. And I was like, well, I can't figure out for you. Sorry. So, but we'll have it soon, so that's okay.
very cool. Let's see. Incidentally, my chapter, Arizona State, just had their first chapter meeting today, and they had really good interest. Our chapter is fairly big, like usually about 80 people, 85 people, and I would say
Wow.
probably like 35 or 40 showed up to our first chapter meeting, and all of them are like, freedom by design! And considering they haven't actually, last year they didn't end up running a successful freedom by design program. Um, so I really hope it works out this year. I think they have some
Yeah.
super big dreams, and it's interesting to like be on the sidelines of this now. Just so you
Yeah. Oh,
know.
I bet.
All right. Let's see.
Do you attend the meeting?
Yeah, I was there. I didn't participate. I've been trying to just kind of like step back from the chapter
Yeah,
a little bit. I think you met Maria, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. We can actually talk a little bit about West Quad Week. So Yesenia, I hope that's how you say your name. I'm gonna say your name until I know better. Um, so he briefly talked to you about West Quad Week, and unfortunately, yay, I was out of town for the last week and a half or 2 weeks on a trip for studio. So I did not really get time to focus on any of this upcoming stuff, but membership month is really the month of September, and each quad gets a week of that month that really they work on hosting a week-long series of events for AIAS to really push membership. You don't have to have it during our week. Our week is this coming week. So some of our chapters have known about this a lot longer. It just kind of depends on how long the conversation's been going and if they, had been getting my emails from the start, or if they were at grassroots and things like that. So I really don't mean for it to be like, we didn't know about this. That was, not my intention, so don't worry about trying to put something together for next week, but I can actually attach a file of the membership month planning guide. How did I do that before? I guess it's this one. And then does everyone have access to our shared Google Drive folder, the West Quad, Best Quad one? Because it is in there. I know it's, tough when it doesn't tell you when something is updated. So I put it into the templates and resources folder in there. So yeah, National Membership Month Planning Guide. Share documents. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see the screen, but this is the membership month planning guide that Vice President Obi Okolo put together. So this is something you can use even if you have to push this back to October. Like, really don't worry about it. It's for your benefit. President Charlie, and then Obi do have a campaign or kind of a competition going to see what chapters and what individuals can really boost membership. And the prizes are related to getting people to forum. So there's like an Instagram one and I think Twitter. I have to watch the video again. I think I was just laughing too hard the first time that I missed some of it. But essentially it is, I would say, 7 days of programming for your chapter. And this guide pretty much plans it out for you, and it should be little to no cost for your chapters. For some of the events are members only, and some are to really open it up to everybody and showcase what you guys are doing, to also raise money for your chapters. So if you have swag like t-shirts or anything, that's a good time to sell them. I just like refreshed there. So for instance, day 1, he talks about celebrating members. Start your programming by celebrating those who are already on your side. So again, some of us have small chapters, and that's okay. It's really about like getting the people who are already on your side, really activating them and getting them involved. So it's exclusive to them. Make them feel like they're extensions of your leadership. Excuse me. So for instance, he says a members only back to school bash, and a lot of the times you can actually ask local businesses to donate, and don't ask for money necessarily. I think that's a lot harder for businesses to part ways with. Bless you again.
Thank you.
But you can actually ask for in-kind donations. So say like, well, no, maybe you can't give us money, but can you give us like 3 pizzas, right? Can you donate those to us? And that's a good way to make this a free event. And then you just go through the days. Day 2, something that benefits campus, if you have a bake sale. So have bakeries donate food and then offer free coffee to people when they buy something. So that should get you guys some extra money too. But that's just one idea. That's not how you have to plan this month. If you have another way of doing that where it'll benefit your chapter more, or you have better ideas, go for it. Another day talks about chapter identity, and again, that's where you can maybe set up a table at school to sell swag, keychains, things like that. He puts on here, if you do have a laser cutter or CNC machine at your school, you can quickly throw together a CAD file and make some keychains with, maybe basswood or some other cool material. Midweek is a good time for a chapter meeting. I know some of you have already had chapter meetings, so you might not want to have another one in the next week or 2. That's a little bit much, but perhaps there's something else you can do and make sure that people register on site. So have computers up that have, aias.org/join right up there so people can join immediately. I don't want to go on this exhaustively, but I guess I'm going to. Day 5, exclusive education. So this is a good way to get your faculty involved. They can offer a workshop or a lecture, really just something educational. And he says you can actually achieve exclusivity by charging a fee to non-members. So it's not that it really has to be a closed-off thing, but you can kind of capitalize on non-membership, I guess, and hopefully that would encourage them to also purchase a membership and say, oh, there are going to be more events like this throughout the year I'm going to want to go to without paying the $2. Not that that adds up to, the actual AIS dues, but they're going to get so much more for that money. Day 6, professional development. This talks about maybe partnering with your local AIA component, getting them out to cultivate relationships. You could do firm tours, firm crawls, something like that. Maybe a mixer with a firm, something that individuals would not be able to do or get without you guys. And then day 7, social service, and he actually follows it up with a party, but some kind of volunteer effort, and just makes everyone feel good and they want to get involved. I guess resume booster, people seem to like that stuff. And then throughout, this week of campaigning for AIAS, just make sure to tell us your story. That was very long-winded. I'm sorry. You can actually go about looking at this on your own time. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. I could share the link to the Black Spectacles workshops for those of you who are considering hosting that. That's at the end of the month. So these are great. It's something we talked about at Grassroots, where Black Spectacles is offering live workshops on one certain day, and it's only $100 per chapter. So, that might seem like a lot, but depending on how many members you have, if you charged, Yesenia with 16 people at your first meeting, if each person pays $10, then you're going to make $60. And $10 for a workshop on Revit or some other design practice is just nothing for them. So that's a pretty cool opportunity. And, yep, I posted the link. Ashley, do you briefly want to mention again the West Quad conference dates, since that has changed?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I have to look at my calendar because I'm going to say the wrong dates. Okay, so the dates are now the 19th to the 22nd.
Of March?
The 19th of March, yeah. So
Okay.
it's the second to last weekend now. So it's the weekend prior to what we had originally planned. So 19th is just, it's a Thursday to Sunday. And so Thursday's typical, like, come check in kind of thing. We might do a social thing kind of at the end, like later on in the evening, and then whoever's 21 can do whatever they want. And then it will actually start on Friday. So we'll have full days Friday and Saturday, and then we'll just have, if we do a COP, then we'll do a COP on Sunday morning. But other than that, so it's the 19th to the 22nd. Yeah. So, yeah, sadly we had to change the date because of Comic-Con, which took up like every hotel in Seattle. So, already, which is insane. But, so yeah.
Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? See, I do have the chapter info for all of you guys, so that's great.
The deadline was today.
Oh.
What? No! Oh my gosh, yeah, you're totally right.
Oh, that stinks.
Okay, well, never mind.
Register before. I wonder if you could almost, let's see, if you click on it. Oh, it's extended, and oh, that is today. Huh. Until midnight. I wonder if you could almost register and then change the date. Sales end in 8 hours and 21 minutes. Oh, that's troublesome. Okay. I mean, they already had one extension, so it's possible they'll have another, but that would definitely be looking on the bright side of things. The only other thing I would suggest, I guess, at this point would be to take a risk and go ahead and register on a date that you might have thought to plan something anyway. And you can always fundraise for that and completely just blitzkrieg it with marketing. although that is kind of a terrible option. Okay. I wonder, that seems like a great opportunity for them to do during other times of the year. Ashley, do you remember him talking at the COP meeting about this?
Yeah, I remember him saying something about it, but I remember him only mentioning that date. Let me look. I have the notes right here.
Those are live ones, I believe, whereas
Yeah.
I think he is planning to still offer other ones
Mm,
that would be over video. And then he even talked about the option of having him come there in person. Am I crazy
yeah,
there?
I thought I remember him saying that. Um, can host a small workshop September 27th. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the only real notes I have are September 27th, that it's $100, and that they might possibly be doing it later in the year. But that's all I have.
Okay. Well, then that would definitely be my fault for not paying enough attention to this while I was gone. So I'm very sorry.
Okay.
Okay. What else could we talk about? I'm trying to implement a new procedure when it comes to emailing you guys. At first, it was like I would send a really long email. That tends to be my style, but that's not usually anybody's reading style. So, inspired by South Quad director Joel Pominville, he came up with,
Shout out.
I know, he came up with a pretty good system, and I posted it to the Google Drive, I believe in the intro folder. And yep, so it's the West Quad Com Guide, and basically it talks about the best ways to get a hold of me. If you need a quick answer from me, texting, and my phone number is on this sheet. Emails are, definitely good to send out, but it'll usually take me a little longer to respond to those. But generally, if it's something that requires research and you have time for me to do a little bit of research, like a couple of days, that's a good option. And then the phone as obviously another option, like an actual phone call. I've done phone calls with people before, and usually those work out really well when there's something you need to just hash out in detail. So feel free to use any of those methods to contact me, and if you can think of another way to contact me, like Facebook or something, that's cool too. You should definitely find me on Facebook if you are not already my friend. But and then as far as emails that I send out to you guys, email will be my primary method of communicating. But I've sorted them into 3 different types of emails so that you can kind of judge what it is that you're going to need to do or get from the email. One of which being, in the subject line it'll say attention, which should suggest it's a high priority email with fairly immediate action, usually about, things like filling out chapter information, surveys for the national office. Those probably won't come along too often, but we would like participation. This past week when I scheduled the Hangouts, I did this Let's Talk in the subject line. So that's the second highest priority because it just means that I really want to communicate with you guys. And really it's just scheduling Google Hangouts or anything else I guess I can think of to communicate with y'all. And then the third would be a spread the word category. They're important, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it requires an action on your part, or at least in responding to me. It's more to get you guys information, like this membership month stuff. So I probably should have sent that one out. That's my fault. Videos, flyers, things like that. Information on forum, we can get that out to you guys real quick. If we have any posters to share with you. So that is my plan for the new practice of communication out to the chapters. Ah, yeah. So does that sound good? Would you like me to alter that somehow?
It sounds good to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Isn't it Joel's birthday today?
Yes. Yep. Yep. Did you see he got rid of his mustache?
No?
Mhm. He posted on Instagram.
Oh my gosh.
I think he looks pretty good, but a lot of people are mad
Good.
at him, so
That's funny.
yeah. Um, Jake, if you're still here, I would love it if you, yeah, awesome. If you want to share a bit about what's going on in your chapter, and it doesn't have to be this West Quad Week stuff, but generally just what's going on, how things are starting off. It sounds like did you meet with Charlie or you're meeting with him tomorrow? Okay. And then Ashley, you said you're in that too then, right?
Yeah.
You have like a combined meeting. Very cool. So yeah, what do you guys have going on at you?
Well, I think right when he gets in, I'm gonna do a one-on-one meeting with him just as like leadership goes and West Quad and kind of how to like hash everything out and then all that kind of stuff. And then I think really early in the morning, he's going to kind of run through WSU and we're going to give him a tour. And Greg Kessler, who's now our advisor, is going to meet with us. And then I think he's going to sit in on a Spokane AIA web call with me and Greg Kessler because we actually had already planned that. And then he's going to head over to U of I because Jake says he doesn't have class or anything important until about 2-ish. And so he's going to head over to U of I on Friday. And then hopefully I'll be able to come, but then that means I'd have to skip studio. So we'll kind of see about that. I don't really know yet. And then that Friday, all of U of I and WSU will be going to this place called Paradise Creek Brewery, and it's actually on the National Register of Historic Places. It used to be an old post office, and so now it's this like brewery. And so we're just going to kind of sit down and have a really like low key like meeting about what WC or U of I have done successfully, what we kind of wish that we could work more on, and what can we learn from each other, and then obviously Charlie can kind of, just play it by ear, see if there's any like pressing things that you should tell us about, or just kind of enjoy ourselves. So,
Very
yeah.
cool. I wish I could be there for this stuff.
It'll
But
be
I
good.
am going to San Francisco in October, so that's exciting.
Oh.
Yeah. Jake, what kind of, has your school year started yet? Oh, yeah, you talked about not having class, or having class around, or Ashley mentioned 3 weeks in. Okay, I'll stop babbling about that. How is your chapter doing?
I guess while he's typing, I'm gonna just kind of say I haven't had a phone for a few weeks. I dropped it in the ocean, so I've only had an email, and so it's kind of been hard for me to get a hold of Charlie.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't talked to him for like 3 or 4 days. I'm hoping that he's gonna like get in whenever he gets in.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully Jake can give him his contact information. So we'll kind of see.
Okay. I mean, if there's anything I can do to help facilitate that, but I don't see how I would make that any easier, really. But I could try.
Okay.
I can be your phone. I just dropped mine in a toilet the other day at Starbucks.
I saw. I heard it.
Yeah. It's doing much better now.
Oh, that's.
All right, Jake, let's see. Historically low count for membership. That's awesome. My chapter is really responding to design build stuff. Is this Freedom by Design related? Do you guys have a Freedom by Design program at your chapter? Okay, very cool. Um, have you had any other events aside from meetings? Do you have like a fall welcome or anything? I just like to hear a little bit about, or hear, read a little bit about that if possible. You know, typing stuff out isn't the most fun thing to do.
Is Obi coming with him?
No, Obi is traveling elsewhere. He just got back
Okay.
from a South Quad tour, and then next weekend he'll be in New York for a conference.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so it's just Charlie. They
Okay.
do. They try to split up all their travel. You know, in
Okay.
case, you know, if they both like died in a plane crash, then what would we have? So
Yeah, that's what we do. Oh my gosh.
quad directors would rise up. That wouldn't really work because
Yeah,
those are full-time positions. But
true. All moving to DC.
oh, that's really cool. Yeah, freshmen don't usually show up at the beginning of the year because they don't know about anything. That's awesome. Sorry, I also take notes about what's going on with you guys because I always have to submit quarterly reports on what's going on at the chapters, so I'm not paying attention. Um, let's see. What else? What am I missing? I know that you guys would like to expect a certain amount of things from these talks, so I want to make sure you guys get your value out of them too. Let's see. The design charrette today. Ooh, a picnic table design.
Oh,
Well,
that's
that's
cool.
cool. Were there like really creative designs? We had a chicken coop competition last year, and that was kind of fun because we brought a live chicken into the chapter meeting. And I mean, as long as it engages the students, that's pretty cool. Is it a competition as well? Or you said it, or are they working together on one design for the table? They were oddballs. Oh, that's a cool idea, vertical teams. I've never even heard that term before. Makes sense upper and lower classmen.
That's really cool.
That really is. Ashley, are you guys doing any kind of design things?
For Freedom by Design, we kind of let Freedom by Design do all of that, because we don't have a lot of Freedom by Design doesn't have a lot of funds. So normally what we do is we'll do community projects instead of competitions. And so I know that they're like helping build shelves for the Chamber of Commerce and building ramps for this like park and doing a few other like community projects. So anybody interested in that normally just jumps in and
Okay.
helps.
Hmm. That's a cool way to do
So
it,
yeah.
just to have a bunch of like smaller projects. Probably more
Yeah,
manageable.
it definitely is, and we realized in the past having one big project like it just never gets done.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah.
Yep. I can see how that might happen with my chapter this year.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, Ashley, what would you like to get? We have like 5 minutes left. I don't want to take up everybody's whole night. So, like, what would you like to get out of the last 5 minutes? And then I'll ask both Jake and Yesenia their stuff. Oh, let's see.
I mean,
He has a contact in the local Habitat for Humanity if you're interested.
Habitat for Humanity. That'd be great. So I can get it. We'll share on Friday. Okay. Um, so I can pass that on to our Freedom by Design director, whose also name is Ashley, uh, and she was at Grassroots. So, and we're partners for studio. So, I mean, nothing really. I'm really excited for Charlie to be here. That'll be really awesome. And this will be the first time that I've ever had contact with AIA Spokane. Been kind of really, they've backed off a lot. So, and our advisor isn't okay with it. He's basically stating that you guys are the future of architecture and they should be the ones that want to support you and help you and sponsor you and give out anything and everything that they need of you. And we don't have a student board, a student sitting on the board at all, and he'd like me to sit on the board or any other leader that wants to sit on the board since I'm obviously taking up a lot of responsibility in AIS as it is. Having somebody sit on the board and really get more involved. So I'm really excited for that. That's something that is a huge step in the right direction because it will set up future years and set up the involvement, and getting that direct personal contact and professional contact will be great. So we're really excited for that, and we're excited that Charlie's going to be present for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'll be my first time doing anything like that and meeting with an AIA office. So that'll be great. So yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really have any like advice or like pressing concerns or anything besides the fact that we now have to change the date. But that's that was bound to happen at some
Yeah,
point.
that's
So
okay.
first up.
Let's see. Jake, is there anything I can help you with? I want to make sure that you and Yesenia actually what anything I can help you with before we wrap this up. I mean I have another call tomorrow. You guys are welcome to join if you feel you can get, more from another one. There will be more people involved. I don't actually have a good idea of how many people are coming, but I'll at least know how to handle it. And we have another call Sunday afternoon. I'll be out of town for the weekend for my friend's wedding, which has no cell reception because it's at a Boy Scout camp. So I'm trying to pack them all like before and after this trip. So yeah, let me know what I can get or what I can do for you in the next couple minutes. I don't mind staying longer, but I want to make sure at the moment. Okay. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll write that down. Okay.
It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And if Charlie still happens to be with me tomorrow evening, maybe both of us will just be on the call if you'd like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So yeah. Or if he's even with Jake tomorrow evening. And Jake, if you have some time tomorrow, then both of you can kind of sit on the call together.
Okay. So getting lower classmen to join. Um, That would be something I would want Jake to share, actually, since they managed to get a lot of the freshmen and how you connected with them. Okay. Do either of you have availability to come into one of the other calls this week? And Ashley, I think you
I
said
could,
you're a little available.
yeah, I could do tomorrow.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we have time to like share this, and I don't know if I don't know if you guys would be able to access a computer that has like the camera or at least a microphone. I think makes it a little bit easier because I'm really not trying to ignore what's happening in the chat, but then I get distracted by the shiny stuff on the screen. Lower classmen don't use email or look at posters. We bug them in person. That would be true. They certainly don't know how to use email, it seems like.
Yeah, what we did was we went in during, as long as it's okay with the professors, we went in during their studio hours and went from desk to desk and introduced ourselves and let them know like when the meeting is. Like we did it earlier today, right? But like a few hours before the meeting was like, hey, like I let you, like I'm da 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 da, like we're doing AIS, like obviously ask them if they know what AIS is. Like the meeting's right after studio, so essentially give them like there's no reason to not go if it's right after studio if you have nothing going on. It's just an informational meeting or whatever it may be, and just kind of introduce yourselves because I've realized that a lot of freshmen they're really leery about getting into a club like that because they know that there's going to be older people there, and that could be really really intimidating for them. So just going in and personalizing yourself and creating a personal relationship with them, it's like, okay, or just because she's a different age doesn't mean that she doesn't want to make me feel important. So that was something that we really realized helped a lot to get a lot of freshmen in to our meeting today. So that helped.
And then another thing, I know my chapter is implementing a mentorship program this year, so they want to have upper division students mentor lower division students. And then it would work out also for upper division and pairing them occasionally with people in AIA or in the graduate program. So that could be a good way to, to interest the freshmen. Okay. I'm not going to make you guys stick around, but if you do want to talk, just let me know right now because I can keep going. But I do want to make sure this is helpful for you guys.
Yeah. It's definitely helpful. I like meeting every few weeks.
That's kind of my plan. See, the next one would probably be beginning of October sometime. Good. I'm glad I'm here. Very helpful. Yeah. Yay. Yeah, that's awesome. I know the last call I did a couple weeks ago, I think our biggest one was like 6 or 7 people. And Ashley, you were in that one, actually. That seemed to be a really good conversation. So works out well. But yeah, I will go ahead and say goodnight to you guys if you're planning to take off. But just let me know if you do want to stick around. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it.
Yay, thank you.
It was awesome seeing you and talking to all of you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.